Hey, we back. It's us once again. I'm JT. Say something, Mike B.
What it do?
And that's what he says. Welcome to another review of Iyanla, Fix My Life. Let's get started, Mike B, shall we?
Let's do it. I thought you were supposed to ask me, so how you doing, brother? I'm like, we ain't got time for that.
I ain't got time for that today.
Right on.
We got like three generations, three women. We got the grandmother, Miss Marguerite. We got the mother, Trevina, and the daughter, Bria. And Bria's the one that wrote Iyanla to come fix their lives. And so we sat in Georgia, somewhere out in the woods, some camp. And so we first meet Bria, and she's telling Iyanla why they're there, and she's saying she doesn't have a good relationship with her mother. Her and her mother seem like at odds. They're violent with each other with words, and now it's gone to violence. And she's saying like the mama be stomping her and you know, and threatening her, and finally the mama kicked her out. We found out the mama called the marshal to come and evict her. And so, you know, that's where they're at.
Right.
With that, and Iyanla was like, you know, so how do you feel about your mother stopping you? You know, how you just gonna roll over?
Like, how do you deal with it? Emotionally? Yeah.
Yeah, she said not physically, but emotionally. You know, there's some pain somewhere, and
like that. You know, if anybody that I consider, you know, my family or somebody that I love will just, I don't like for people, period, to put their feet on me. Like, two things: don't spit on me, don't put your feet on me. But to just stomp you out of anger and frustration or whatever, I don't know if there's, in my mind, any coming back from that. Like, I just can't, I can't forgive somebody that does that.
Yeah, and you know, and as she was saying that, you know, she started breaking down and stuff, and the train is never late. For Iyanla, she's like, come here. And she thought she was about to sit her down, like, nope. To my lap. You know how this goes. And she go cradle her and just rocking. You know, I'm like, I don't know why she has some grown ass folk.
Like,
her lap.
Yeah, like she has. But you know what? I bet you Iyanla got a comfortable lap.
Oh, healing lap.
Yeah. It's just so comfortable. Because it seems like soon people sit down on that lap, the tears start flowing. Like you just feel a type of
grandma or something. She's like, no.
Just let me rest in your bosom.
Yeah, let me just. Yeah, like, do you know you got some grown ass folk on your lap?
It's all uncomfortable.
She knows she's gonna be out with Charlie Horses that night.
Yeah. Like, what? Why did I do that? I should have laid on the bed and pulled it out, pulled the demons out or whatever.
I should have did my Pilates this morning or something, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's pretty much it for Bria. And then she goes and meets with the mother and father. Yeah.
Can we mention though?
Yeah.
That because of the history of violence in his family, when they got to this camp, she said, first of all, we got security.
As soon as they stepped out the car,
security on hand, and we got to pat you down. I'm like, I would have felt some type of way.
Yeah, she was talking like y'all already had on a bulletproof vest. Well, this is just for my safety, but for everybody else here, we gonna have to pat you down. And hey, I mean, they really, you know,
they went through with it, but they probably was looking like.
She said how you was talking to my people, my producers, my security. They like we gonna have to do some more security.
Yeah.
And actually,
I'm sure they checked their purse. They patted everybody down,
stumping and threatening folks with knives.
That seems like embarrassing.
Yeah, when you
going to get help, but they like, you know, before you come in, we got to check you out,
man. And so she talks to Ramondo, that's the dad, and Trevina, the mother, and they sit them down, and she was like, so you know, what's going on with you and your daughter? You know, why are you guys fighting? And she's like, well, you know, the disrespect she has towards me and the rest of the family, you know, and if I tell her to do something, you know, I expect you to do it, you know, on that deal. And it seemed like her only way to enforce that is with violence, super violence, you know, against her daughter. And she's like, you know, so who throws the first punch? And she's like, usually it's me. you know, I rule this house, you know, and so. Oh, you had something to say?
No, I'm thinking as you're saying, like, just when I was watching and hearing her talk, I'm like, this sounds so familiar. Mm-hmm. Like, this is how, like, my family is. You know, we don't really get violent as far as, like Bria said, she got to the point where sometimes she fight her mama back. Yeah. You know, we never did that.
Yeah, she's like, I ain't just gonna sit here and let you hit me.
Especially if she said, I'm 21, so, you know, I'm about to.
She's like, you striking your mama? And she's like, well, you know, if I don't want my head stomped in, you know, I'm gonna have to defend myself.
You know, her pulling my hair, which is crazy. But, I forgot what I was talking about.
You talking about the violence in the family?
Oh, how familiar it looked to me.
Yeah.
And like the whole episode was familiar to me.
Like I know,
like I recognize somebody in my family exhibits all of these, you know, symptoms. Everybody, especially Miss Marguerite.
Oh, we'll get to her, Miss Marguerite.
Yeah, cooking them damn greens. Anyway,
and so she's, you know, the mother says her spiel. And she gets to the daddy, and you know, and
which I was so glad she got to the daddy. Yeah. The whole time, like you mentioned when we first started watching it, it seems like an episode of Maury. How crazy it all
everything, and I know how they. Boy, I'll blast her ass if she do something. I kick her. I had a knife. Yes, I did. You know, it was like
it was crazy.
What's going on? Like this is like a
first 2 minutes. Yes, like. What the hell is what's happening right now? It was
I'm ready for saying somebody say it's not my baby. You know, just where that you know how it was.
It was crazy. It was so animated and so much going on in such a little time. And then I'm wondering, I'm like, okay, the father is there. So out of listening to everything that's happening between these women, I'm wanting to know, what role does he play in this? Does he just sit back and allow it to happen? Is he getting into, you know, fisticuffs and altercations with the mama? Like, what's going on? So I was glad she addressed him. Like, what the hell were you doing? You know, where your ass was at?
Where were your antennas?
Yeah,
when they was up there, he said, "Well, they said the 2 incidents where they were fighting physically, or when she kicked her out, he wasn't there. He was at work." And he said, and another thing is, you know, my wife is controlling. Yeah, you know, I can see that. Yeah, and the look she gave me, I'm like, somebody died.
Yeah, she gonna whoop her.
Boy,
he was red.
Because she looked at him.
In front of all these white people.
Yeah.
You gonna talk that shit? All right. You ain't getting done for a year.
This that home talk. And just wait till you get home.
Just wait. And he had this look on his face like, I don't want to go home now.
Yeah, and I mean, but he was like, since Iyanla here, like, I'm telling.
I'm telling all.
She's controlling. You know, she want everything is right with her, and she want to have her way, and all of that.
He said he didn't really want his daughter to be kicked out. He let his Trevina, his wife, know that he didn't want her to be kicked out.
Yeah,
but she said, how do you think your daughter felt? You know, just hearing this, and then you just standing back and allowing it to happen. She said, who did you tell that you didn't want her to get kicked out?
Himself.
Yeah. I told my wife. Okay, your wife don't give a damn.
She can't get money. She probably laughed at his head.
Yeah. Say go get her.
Yeah. And Iyanla was like, you know, so what's going on? He said, how did you feel? And he said, I feel like I didn't protect her. She's like, nah, that, you know, how about like she felt like neglected or abused or abandoned. Yeah. And felt like, you know, basically you didn't care about her.
Right.
You know, and she said, you know, you're supposed to be, you know, the guy, the protector to save her and you know, go over buildings with one single round and Superman and shit. Yeah. And she was like, you know, and protecting her from boogeyman, even if the boogeyman is your wife. Yeah. And I mean, she was still giving them looks. She didn't like.
She didn't like this conversation, but she knew she couldn't say nothing.
She couldn't, because it was real.
Right.
And you know,
and he, you know, he was getting emotional, which I expected. Because clearly, bruh, you haven't been there for your daughter. Yeah. And you allowing all of this bull crap to go on in your house, and you're not putting your foot down, you're not saying anything. And that's what I didn't understand. Like, I didn't understand it.
Yeah, and then we she brings in the he has another daughter, and she's I guess from another relationship.
Yeah, his daughter.
And it's Trevina's step daughter, and
it don't matter. Her name is Mickey.
I'm about to get it. Her name is Mickey. She's the stepsister. How about that? And so, you know, her basically her thing was like, I just want us to be a family. I don't feel love, you know, by you. You know, you say, you know, I love you because I'm with your daddy. You know, you said that to her, and you don't know how that affects somebody. You know, you thinking you saying something good.
Yeah.
But it was a offhanded comment.
Yeah, she heard that condition that you put on.
Yeah, it's like you felt like you only love me on conditions. Like, okay, if my daddy died today, we ain't gonna be a family. It ain't gonna look good. I ain't gonna have no family. Right. And you say you love me now, but I haven't talked to you in 4 years. We haven't talked in 4 years.
That was that relationship.
Yeah, and so she was, she was like, that's why I'm upset, or that's why I'm hurting. Trevina was telling her about her relationship with her mother. We go to that now. Iyanla sat down with your girl, Miss Marguerite, and it was Miss Marguerite and Trevina, and they was talking, and I guess Trevina was telling her, she was like, tell your mother how you feel. And she said, what she said, your cousin.
Wait, she said, she started out with, I love you.
I love you. Yeah, you about to talk some shit.
When you about to go in.
And Mama was like this.
Mama was red. She was
ready.
So red. She said, what she say?
She like, I love you, but
you don't get
along with nobody. Yes, I do. Your cousin, everybody else. No, I don't. She said, well, they give me a reason. Like, every damn time.
If they talk to me wrong, I'm not going to just grin in their face. I'm going to let you know how I feel. And I'm like, Miss Marguerite was ready. I mean, it seemed like a comedy skit we were
Miss Marguerite, boy. And she looked like, she been smoking a pack of cigarettes ever since she was 3.
Thanks.
Oh, man.
Days, you might have to.
Oh, Miles Davis, like, look. She wasn't looking healthy. That's what it was. I told Mike, I said, she don't look healthy at all. She just, I don't know, she ain't taking care of herself or something. And so we find out that, Miss Marguerite had her own past. She was like, I wasn't loved either. I wasn't taken care of.
Yeah, she was talking about how when she was growing up, she was threatened, and how people came to her with violence. She didn't really have anybody to protect her.
That's where I learned that knife.
That knife, yeah.
And so and they graduated on to the daughter, and Iyanla's like, don't you see this pattern going on? And everything that you telling your mother, that's what you're doing to Bria, your own daughter. And the thing is, you got to clean this up now, because you got 3 other daughters, younger daughters
that's watching this,
and that's very impressionable on them, especially being young.
Right.
It was that scene was I ain't gonna say it was enjoyable. I ain't gonna lie.
It was. But I felt like it wasn't supposed to be. And once again, like when I'm seeing her when Trevina was talking to her mom, I'm seeing like my aunts talk to my grandma. Because my grandma, she can be very, very stubborn. She's still, she's old school, kind of like Miss Marguerite, set in her ways, and she ain't gonna let nobody disrespect her, or if she think it's disrespect. I remember one time my grandma got up in front of the church and tried to cuss the pastor out. I remember that, and she still remembered. And I'm just shaking my head. I'm shaking my head like I was embarrassed, in the moment.
Oh, yeah.
But that's just, growing up in that time. That's just kind of how they were. The older generation.
That's what Trevina was saying. She said, "You embarrass me.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed that you embarrassed me. And she went through her cry fit, and they.
I did like the fact that she was able to at least get it out and talk to her mom. We kind of got a chance to understand why Mrs. Marguerite was the way she was, and it allowed, because evidently they never talked about stuff like this. So it allowed Trevina.
That's usually normal.
That's normal,
and especially in black families.
Yes, sir. And it allowed Trevina to kind of understand why her mom was the way she was. She didn't have it. She didn't know any other way, so she couldn't teach you any other way.
Yeah.
Because remember when the mama was talking to Iyanla, and Iyanla was like, you're teaching her all this bad habit. She ain't had to take after me.
Yeah, she should have taught her daughter another way. She didn't know another way.
But that's just that old school mindset.
Yeah, you should already know, or you should have learned something else.
On your own. Read a book. And so she's like, Iyanla pointed out to Trevina, like, just imagine if your daughters feel the same way about you like you felt about your mom. Like, it's not pretty. but at least they were able to come together and get some type of understanding. And I actually did feel this moment that Trevina was getting it. She was understanding. Even the mama, I felt like she was opening up and kind of understanding.
Yeah, she's like, I'm sorry, but I was going through my stuff too. Yeah. And so, you know, basically I didn't know how to deal.
Right.
You know, lastly, she meets with the family, and the mother kind of reconciles with both daughters, telling them like, I'm sorry that you two, you know, felt this way about me, and you know, now that I know, you know, how my mother is, how she, you know, grew up and then passed down to her, basically is understanding what's going on. Now that you get, you know, some truth and understanding, you know, you can move forward.
Right, you can kind of change some things.
Yeah, and Iyanla asked, and she said, can she now be re-invited into the family? And she said, yes, you can be. And, you know, they welcomed them back and hugged and whatnot, and the father was, everybody was there.
Everybody was there.
But what was the wrap up, the recap,
the follow up?
Yeah, it said, you know, she was re-invited to the house. She stayed there for like 4 months, and then they said she went off to college with that. But you know, she's still having somewhat of a strained relationship with her mother,
her family.
Yeah. Well, I thought she. Well, okay, with the family.
Yeah.
And the stepsister said, you know, she has somewhat of a.
They still talk.
Yeah,
you know, they say at least once a week. So
yeah,
that's better than not talking for 4 years. So something is better, you know, and that's good.
Yeah. As far as Trevina and Marguerite, she said that about 2 weeks after the taping, the mama already done cussed out and embarrassed. I'm like, Lord, gee.
And I can understand it taking a little bit more time.
Yeah, for Miss
Marguerite, because she old school.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna just talk to me any kind of way. If I say I want collard green, then damn it, give me collard green. Ain't nobody asking for no turnip or no mustard. And she about ready to whoop some ass. I can understand.
As soon as that tape went off, get me out these goddamn woods. All these mosquitoes.
I know. I feel like she know a way out the woods. She look like she know a way out the woods. I'm gonna leave it there. But it was I really enjoyed this episode, even though, you know, we're talking about somebody's drama and, you know, the issues that they're having with their family. It was enjoyable.
It was. It was comical.
That sounds wrong to say.
But it was.
But luckily they were here to
get help. It was comical how they was talking. It seemed like they were just roasting each other, and that shit was hilarious. Oh man.
So yeah. What she say? You do wrong to everybody. You don't know how to talk. She said you cuss everybody out.
No, I know. Oh man.
Mama was her mouth. She was so ready.
She was. I mean,
you ain't happy for nobody.
Oh
she said,
man,
you nasty.
You
just mean.
You embarrassed.
You ain't never got nothing good to say to everybody.
Just all the way wrong. That's the type of person you just don't want to be around.
Yeah,
you know, you say hi and keep it.
Hi for what? You don't know me. Don't be speaking to me.
Good morning. What's good about it? Okay. All right. I can't win. How about bye?
Yeah. That's what happens.
That's it, folks. Is one more show?
Yeah. One more.
I guess it's already been on, right?
Yeah, it was on the side.
Sorry, you know, we catching up. We was, you know, still on our Royals high. You know, we had to muster up the oomph to do this. God damn it. It was a couple of times. Hey.
You want to record?
Hey, you ain't got to say nothing but word, you know?
Yeah. But you know, it was... it was actually. I'm glad I enjoyed this episode. It was really good.
Yeah. It was more. Yeah, I still got a smile on my face. Till next time, folks.